You've probably walked into a stylish home and noticed a stunning orchid adding a touch of class to a cozy corner. That's likely a Phalaenopsis orchid, graceful, long-lasting, and undeniably elegant. But here's the truth. Many people enjoy their first bloom, only to watch the plant slowly decline afterward. So today, I'll guide you through everything you need to know to care for your Phalaenopsis properly. How to make it bloom again, when and how to repot, tips for propagation, fertilizing, reviving a sick orchid, and post-bloom care. If you have one or are thinking of getting one, don't go anywhere. This video will show you how to keep your orchid beautiful for years to come. Commonly called the moth orchid, the Phalaenopsis is native to Southeast Asia. It's an epiphyte, which means in nature it grows attached to trees, not in soil, absorbing moisture from the air. What makes it a favorite among indoor plant lovers? Its flowers can stay open for up to 3 months, and with the right care it can bloom more than once a year. But to thrive, it needs a care routine that mimics its natural environment. The most common reason these orchids decline is poor potting media. Never plant them in regular soil. Their roots need air. The best mix includes medium orchid bark, charcoal, and if you live in a dry climate, a bit of sphagnum moss or coconut fiber. This combination keeps the roots aerated, drains well, and retains just enough moisture. Also, always use a clear pot with drainage holes. This lets you monitor the roots and gives them access to light, just like in their natural habitat. Only water your orchid when the roots turn silvery white. If they're still green, they're hydrated. The best method is to soak the entire pot in room temperature water for 10-15 minutes, then let it drain fully. In warmer climates, this might mean watering every 5 to 7 days. In cooler seasons or low-light homes, every 10 days is often enough. Overwatering is the #1 killer of Phalaenopsis orchids. Blooming depends on a few key factors: light, temperature variation, and nutrition. Place your orchid in bright, indirect light. An east or north-facing window is ideal. If it's not blooming, it's probably not getting enough light. Also, a drop of 5-6 degrees Celsius, 9-10 degrees Fahrenheit between day and night temperatures can trigger blooming, especially in the cooler months. You can mimic this with air conditioning or by placing it near a cooler window at night. During this pre-bloom period, apply a bloom booster fertilizer, such as October 30th 20 every 2 weeks, but always after watering. Once your orchid finishes blooming, take a close look at the flower spike. If it's still green, you can cut it just above a node to try for a second flush of flowers. It doesn't always work, but it's worth trying. If the spike turns yellow or brown, it's time to prune it all the way back to the base. Your plant will then enter a resting phase, which is totally normal. Water a little less and focus on keeping the leaves healthy. It's preparing for its next cycle. Repot every 2 to 3 years or whenever the potting mix starts to break down and smell musty. Other signs: roots overflowing the pot or the plant looking crowded. Never repot while the orchid is blooming. Wait until it finishes. Remove all old media, trim away any soft, rotting roots, and let the plant dry for a few hours before repotting into fresh mix. Use a transparent pot, and don't water for 3 to 4 days after repotting to prevent root rot. Phalaenopsis. Orchids can reproduce through keikis, small plantlets that grow on the flower spike. If your orchid grows one, let it develop 2 to 3 leaves and roots at least 4 to 5 centimeters, 1.52 inches long. Once it's mature, cut it carefully with sterilized scissors, plant it in fresh orchid mix, and keep it in a warm, humid place. You can use rooting hormone to help it establish faster. After flowering during the leaf and root growth phase, use a balanced fertilizer like 20-20-20. To encourage flowering, switch to something higher in phosphorus, like October 30th 20. You can also use homemade options: banana peel water, rich in potassium, soaked or fermented rice water, mild nutrients, lentil tea, natural root stimulator, dilute compost tea or bokashi liquid. Apply no more than every 2 weeks and always after watering. If your orchid's leaves are floppy or roots are black and mushy, you can still save it. Take it out of the pot, remove all old media, and trim off any dead or rotten roots. Let it dry for a full day in the shade. Then place it in moist sphagnum moss, inside a mini greenhouse setup like a clear plastic container or cut bottle. This high humidity helps roots regrow. Mist with water or apply a natural rooting solution every 3 days. Be patient. Revival can take weeks, but it often works. Watch out for pests like mealybugs, spider mites, and fungus gnats. Sticky leaves or white fuzz? Wipe with alcohol and a cotton pad and apply neem oil or insecticidal soap. For fungus or bacterial spots, use cinnamon powder or a gentle fungicide. Prevent problems with good airflow, proper watering, and regular cleaning of leaves with a soft, damp cloth. Place your orchid where it gets bright but in direct light, avoid constant moving, and keep it away from direct airflow or sudden temperature shifts. They thrive in humid environments, so grouping with other plants or using a humidity tray helps. And most importantly, don't rush. If your orchid isn't blooming yet, it might just be taking its time. Focus on healthy leaves and roots. The flowers will follow. Phalaenopsis orchids aren't hard to care for once you understand their natural rhythm. With the right light, airy potting mix, mindful watering, and balanced feeding, they'll stay healthy and reward you with blooms that last for weeks. And if you're looking for another plant that's incredibly easy to care for, yet still brings a touch of sophistication and style to your space, don't miss my video on the Sansevieria, also known as the snake plant. It's not just low maintenance, it's also air purifying, versatile, and perfect for modern or minimalist decor. Click the video on screen or check the link in the description to discover why this plant is a must-have for any home. See you there!